good to be home. This is Survival Guy and I'm Guy. Today's video I call Put That Fire Out. So that gives you a clue. It's on fire prevention, fire safety, and that's right, fire extinguishers. There are a lot of videos out there, but there aren't very many on the uses and the needs of fire extinguishers. This kind of bugs me because if something does happen and the grid goes down and we're without public utilities, public services, there's not going to be a fireman, guys. So that's what this video is about today, is the need for fire extinguishers. So we're going to go from there. Three things: prevention, safety, and then the actual fire extinguishers. Prevention is pretty easy. It's just common sense. You don't store flammable items near an open flame or something that's going to catch on fire. An electric space heater, I consider an open fire. Anything that's a direct heat source where it can be projected out onto a surface, that's a no-no. So you're not going to store your newspapers near an electric space heater, or you're not going to store it near a candle or anything like that. Now, that said, it's common sense. As far as candles are concerned, those little suckers are very, very, very useful, and it is needed in a prep situation. You also have to keep in mind, in a prep situation, there's no fire department. There's no water coming out of the tap. It's what you have is what you got to deal with. So you need to have a fire extinguisher on hand, at least one. Because if you don't, you could lose your whole house, and if that happens in a survival situation, now you lose everything. All your food's gone, your preps are gone. It's an ugly situation, and you don't want to have to go down it. So as far as fire prevention, don't put anything flammable near an open flame. Like, you don't put a candle on a table near a curtain. That's just waiting to happen. If you are going to use candles, be sure that you put them on a plate, or you put them somewhere where they're by themselves, and the chances of them getting knocked over and starting a fire is pretty slim to none, because according to the fire marshal, that's one of the main reasons that there are home fires, is because of candles. The other home fire is because somebody was smoking in bed or smoking in a chair and fell asleep and set themselves on fire and killed themselves. I have no sympathy for you whatsoever. That was just stupidity on your own part. So if you don't like it, go find a fluffy channel that's going to make you feel good, because I don't care. Now, we're going to get on to the safety part. As far as safety is concerned, if you are in a burning building, you need to get as low to the floor as you can possibly get and crawl your butt out of that house or out of that building, whatever you're going to do. If it's a garage, crawl to the garage door. Get out. Smoke inhalation will kill you. It is not one of those that's going to bother you immediately afterwards, but 12 to 14, 12, 24 hours afterwards, you could very well have a respiratory issue, and you don't need that in a survival situation because it can kill you. All right, taken care of there. If you are in a room that you know the house is on fire, you before and trying to get out, you got two ways out. You can go out the window or you can go out the door. First thing you're going to do is go over and touch that door. If that door is hot, you do not open it, because you do not want flash fire coming into the room where you're at, because the oxygen that's in your room, as soon as you open the door, the fire has access to it and it will start on fire. And the heat is very possibly to knock you unconscious just because of a heat flash. So go out the window if you can. If you're on a second story, figure out how to shimmy down the side of it, tie some sheets together, knock a window out, get out. If you have to go back into a house, be for sure that you have something over your face, preferably a wet cloth, because it will stop a lot of the particles from going into your lungs. It's not going to be perfect, but you're taking your own risk to go back in. So, but in a survival situation, and it is just you may need to have to go back in and get some stuff to get in and out, to save as much as you possibly can. That takes care of that. If you'd have had a fire extinguisher on hand, we wouldn't have had this problem. So now we're going to go to the fire extinguishers. Fire extinguishers come in three classifications: A, B, and C. A category is common flammables, common combustibles, which you're looking at: wood, paper, cloth, rubber, and plastic. Those are the five there that cover the A's. And most of the stuff that we have in our homes now have that product in them, or one of those five. Now we're going to come to Class B, which are flammable liquids and chemicals. Now, those are considered like your gasoline, your kerosene, your alcohol, cooking oil, and motor oils. Anything in that area, and any chemical that is flammable falls into that category. And grease fires. Grease fires are one of the major problems in homes these days that causes fires, is a grease fire in a kitchen. We'll talk about that in a minute, how to deal with that. So then the last one is C, and that's your electrical fires. And that would basically be your computer's on fire, your television, your dryer, anything electrical that could cause a fire on a C-class fire. Now, to deal with a C-class fire, the first thing that you do is you go to your electrical panel and you shut the breakers off. No electricity, that means it's going to stop any shorting that's going on, so you're not going to have to worry about the fire getting started again or electrocuting yourself while you're trying to deal with the fire. If you're dousing it with water, be sure that the electricity is off first before you do it so you don't electrocute yourself. Now, we're going to go to the B-class fires. Now, B-class fire, I consider that the most ones you got to worry about is kitchen fire where you get grease on fire on the stove. The last thing that you want to do in that situation is take a bucket of water and douse it, because all you're going to do is you're going to spread that fire all over, because hot grease and water just splatters. So once you do that, you've just taken a little fire and turned it into a big fire. So don't. Now, the ways that you can deal with that are baking soda. Baking soda works wonderful on grease fires. You can take a wet towel. I mean wet, I mean sopping wet, big enough to cover it, smother the fire. Or you can take the lid from a pan and put over top of it to smother the fire out. But if you're going to do that, you want to be for sure that you have something on your hands. An oven mitt or a towel wrapped around it, or whatever, because you do not want to be messing with the fire and get burned, because if it is in a chaos situation, there is no paramedics. You're your paramedic. If you don't have burn ointment and means of taking care of it and keeping it from getting infected, you're going to die. Don't do it. That takes care of your C fires or your B fires. Now you come to an A fire, and that can be taken care of. You can throw water on that. You can do whatever you need to get that sucker put out. But most of the time you're going to end up with a powdered chemical fire extinguisher in order to do that. So we're going to show you some ones that they come here, and we'll do that. Now, okay, these are your standard fire extinguishers that you can buy at Menards or Walmart or wherever. Most of them are in that 4 to 5 pound range. This is a 5 pounder, this is a 5 pounder, this is a 4 pounder. This is in my kitchen. This is in the bathroom upstairs. This is in the main bathroom, or the bathroom down here in my man cave. This one is in my pickup. This one is in her car, and this is just an extra one that we have. This one is out in the garage. So that's the one that's out in the garage. So those are fire extinguishers that are there. These are like 10, 11 bucks a piece. These are about 15 bucks a piece. This is $26, and these are 34 bucks. Not expensive. So if you're going to get a fire extinguisher, buy something. You can get the water ones, but they're bigger, and they'll come in the 10 and 20 pound items. You get the big ones. Those are 10 pounders and above. Baking soda. You can get baking soda really cheap. That 13 pound bag cost me $5.99. My wife uses, I got 3 or 4 bags at Run House. My wife uses those when she's doing laundry as well. So there should be absolutely no reason why you can't go without a couple of pops and a package of cigarettes to go buy yourself a $10 fire extinguisher to have it in your house. Okay, that pretty much takes care of that. And I didn't mean to get on the spiel about somebody burning themselves up because they fell asleep with a cigarette in a chair or in bed. That just bothers me that somebody would have that much, to be that careless to endanger their family. That bothers me a lot. So I'm sorry if I got excited. That's just me. The other thing you got to keep in mind is when you are dealing with a fire extinguisher, They all have instructions on them. Then they'll basically tell you to stay 3 feet away or 6 feet away or 8 feet away. The bigger they are, the further they want you to stay away from the fire, because it's got some oats. It's going to throw it's going to throw stuff. So you got to read that and know. So it's not going to hurt you to pick that fire extinguisher up and just familiarize yourself with how it works. That doesn't mean pull a pin and blast yourself in the basement. That's just stupid and wasteful. Don't do it. But read it, know how it works. There's nothing worse than going to get a fire extinguisher to use it, and you look at it and it's no longer pressurized because it leaked. All the gas was inside of it, leaked out, so now there's nothing in there other you have a boat anchor. That's bad. But read your directions. They will tell you exactly how to use it. They want you to start at the base of a fire and work your way up. They don't want you to start at the top of the fire, work your way down. So you're at the base, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, until the fire's out, or you're out of a fire extinguisher. So that's basically the spiel. I'm going to let you go. Do your thing. Be sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Put your comments in the box below. And I said I didn't mean to offend anybody, but sometimes people irritate me on stupid questions. So we'll talk to you later. Have a good day. Well, there you have it. Short and simple. Fire extinguishers. Get one, keep it in your car, keep one in your house, several rooms of your different house if you got it. I got a couple in my cabin, I got a couple in the truck. I said that in the video earlier. I'll say it again. Knowledge is power. Get some. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget, knowledge is power. Get some. Until next time.